Hello, welcome everyone to FMC. I'm
Love is
Jeremy.
blind. It'll take over your mind.
Are
So
we?
be yourself. Yeah. Okay. God.
Wait, hold on. What song was that?
I was creating my own lyrics because I didn't know
Oh,
the
no, no,
lyrics.
no, no. SP3. You know how this goes when people like try to sing on these reality shows. It's not good. You can't do that.
I can only imagine being the pods would just be a karaoke session.
You can't. You can't do that. Somebody sang something on one of these newer episodes. It was like episode 1, but it was like I think it was an original song, but it was, a take off of a different song, and, like,
Yeah.
that wasn't terrible. It's these people who have the guitar with them, and they
Yeah.
wanna sing, like, their original song, those always suck. Those are terrible.
It's like you're not very good at this. So
No,
let's
no.
not do this. I just realized when I was like doing research on this season and the last season I saw that I totally skipped that season 5. Like I remember
Oh,
y'all
season
guys
5
talking about
sucked.
it. I know there was only like 3 couples when I looked up information on it. I was like, there's only 3 couples. I was like, I didn't miss much, so I'm not gonna go back and watch it.
Yeah, season 5, like, especially once I got out of the pods and everything, it wasn't good. I think actually once I got past like Mexico, I think there was some okay stuff. But like once I got past, because I think season 5, the wife is gonna be texting me and everything. She's first off telling me they were doing jokey blues songs in the pods, which yes, that happened. Um, season 5 was the person who was like, "You look better without the makeup," and that was the big argument. Like once you got past that scene, everything else sucked. Like no, there wasn't anything good on that season.
So I did the wise decision just skipping the season, and
Yeah.
now this season I will actually say it's really good.
Well, we're gonna get into you've watched all 6 episodes?
Yes, I
Okay.
finished episode 6 this morning.
Okay. All right, cool. I told you to skip Raw last night. Just watch Love is Blind.
I did watch Raw, which was a really great Raw, but I did my homework and like I did when I was in school. I did it in the morning of in homeroom.
There you go. So we'll have our pal Cher Delaware join us for Love is Blind, but we will talk a little basketball. If you watched In the Weeds yesterday, we talked All-Star Game and how there wasn't too much to it. There's still not much to add beyond that, but what we are going to do here on this show, we're going to try to come up with some solutions, right? SP3 solutions to All-Star Weekend, the All-Star Game. Where do you want to start? You want to start with like Saturday night, All-Star Saturday night solutions?
Yes, we can start with Saturday because I don't think anybody has an issue with Friday. Nobody watches Friday, so
Yeah, it's just
celebrity game, rookie challenge, like they don't watch
right.
that. So
The rookie the Rising Stars game's kind of fun. Like, it's
it's like the AAU version of the All Star game. Like it's like
it's
the up and
short,
comers.
it's like it's first to 25 and everything, and it's basically a mini tournament because you got 4 teams. So like I enjoyed it. And then the celebrity game is I don't know who any of these celebrities are, but they apparently are celebrities. I knew the football players. I'm like, oh yeah, Michael Parsons, CJ Stroud. I recognize those guys. Anybody else? I'm like, who?
Who was
That
the
one dude.
MVP of the celebrity game?
Well, Michael Parsons took like 80 shots, so he should have been the MVP. The one dude, Kai Senati, that was a dude
He's
that
a
Jalen Brown jumped
YouTuber.
over
Yeah. Oh my
as
god.
well.
Don't get me started. Don't get me started because when we come up with solutions on Saturday, we will once again kind of tear apart this past Saturday. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I didn't know who that dude was. No idea
he's a
who he
YouTuber.
was. Sure. If that's what they tell me. All right. So yeah, Friday night, no one really cares about that. Saturday night though. All right. What's your solution for Saturday night or a solution?
Okay. So first of all, we are gonna because I always know with like the 3 point contest, they go by like percentages throughout the year, most year.
I don't know
Most
what they go by because my
yeah.
man Isaiah Joe should be in it.
Well, the year for the past couple of years, I don't know about this year, but for the past couple of years, it was always by 3 point percentage or who took the most threes of who they asked to be a part of the 3 point contest. We need to do that with the skills competition, and I think that it needs to be with teams. Whoever is the highest teams as far as like assists or like fast break points, those are the teams. You're gonna pick 3 teams to be a part of the skills competition. Because what I saw is that it was very much fun to watch the Pacers in the skills competition, because I said it yesterday. I was like, this is what they do in practice all the time. Like, they're just doing it in front of like 30, 40,000 this time. And it looks beautiful. It looks great. And they were just a level above the other teams because they don't know how to work with one another, although they're great players on their own. So I think that it needs to be the 3 teams there. That's how you fix the skills competition. And you don't have guys like Scotty Barnes, who's a very talented player, trying to dribble around stanchions and not knowing which direction he's going. And I had to miss an episode of Collision for that. So that's how you fix the skills competition. This is my hot take, though, Jeremy. Are you ready?
Yeah.
We're scrapping the slam dunk competition.
Oh, wow.
We're scrapping it. Sometimes you move to a place where you have to scrap it completely for people to want it to come back. And for people in the league to want to be a part of it, to bring it back. So you have to scrap it completely. You have to go cold turkey, scrap it for a year or 2, however many years it takes for a major superstar player to be like, no, we need to bring this back. This is a big part of All-Star Weekend. I'm going to be a part of it. Then other people would be a part of it. That's how you're going to change the perception. And that's how you're going to change the culture with the slam dunk competition. You scrap it completely.
Okay. I'm not mad at this, because I do think you are right in that there will be some superstar player, hopefully, who is like, I missed the slam dunk contest. I want the dunk contest to return. I will participate in the dunk contest, and that'll be what brings it back. I do think Jaylen Brown coming in and participating was good. Hopefully that leads to a Zion or a Ja being part of it next year, if they're healthy to be part of it next year. Like, that's the hope I'm sure the league wants. But I don't mind, scrapping it for Trey Jones says 2 years max. Yeah, and maybe that's all it'll take is a couple years.
Yeah, maybe that's all it takes. If it takes longer, I'm fine with that. I'm sorry. Like, slam dunk contest has been a part of like my childhood into my adulthood. I understand the connection that we have all to it, and I understand how important it is to All-Star Weekend. You have people saying that they want All-Star Weekend scrapped completely and just give the guys a week off, and I'm not willing to go that far. I'm not willing to go that far with it. I think that you scrap the slam dunk, that will fix a lot of the culture and the perception around it. And you focus more on the 3-point contest, because that's what these superstar all-star players apparently want to play. They don't want to play the slam dunk contest, so we're not going to do that. We're just going to put the focus on the 3-point contest. That's going to become the main event. Or you do skills competition with my new adjustment of the 3 best fast break assist teams in the league. Then you do the 3-point competition with the best 3-point shooters, and it seems to be everybody comes out for that. And then the main event is the WNBA versus NBA 3-point competition, whether that be Steph and Sabrina rematch, whether that be Steph and Dame versus Caitlin Clark, who gets drafted, and Sabrina, however you want to do it. I think that is how you kind of present basketball on a wider scale. You put women on a higher level. I like what they did this year, and there's ways to adjust that and make it bigger and make it and make All-Star Weekend feel like it's important again, because that felt like it was different and it was important again. The rest of Saturday night felt like guys that kind of didn't want to be there most of the time, except for your Mac McCullen.
I would like more of the WNBA and just women's basketball integration. They used to do that back in the day with the shooting challenge. Basically, the skills. You remember that? I didn't really like the shooting challenge, but they would all have a female partner.
Yeah,
on their teams as well. Like, bring that back with the skills competition. I don't want to see the 3 teams go out there and do the skills competition. I like the variety and the mess up aspect of it. The kind of because it's like, yeah, these people don't always work together. Now for this little challenge, figure it out and actually work together. Like I would actually like to see whatever the hometown team is, get one player on each of those teams if you need to, and then put a WNBA person. If you know, if they have a WNBA team in the host
Well,
city, then
I don't know what it used to be called before skills competition, but they used
it
to
was
do
like
it.
the Shooting Stars challenge
Yeah, it was like
is
the
one of the
Shooting
things.
Stars challenge where they did a legend, a current player, and
Yeah.
a WNBA player on the
Yeah.
team.
So kind of do something. I don't need the legend. I have an idea for the legends, by the way. I'll get to in a second. I don't need a legend in the like the skills portion of it because watching them run might get a little embarrassing. But I do think having a WNBA player as part of like the skills competition, I think it could be very fun. Here's my legend suggestion for the 3-point contest. You get 6 legends because there's 6 racks, right? You get 6 legends. I'm not miscounting. That was 5 racks. Sorry, 5 racks. They Steph and
Yeah.
Sabrina did the starry thing. You get 5 legends. 5 legends, 1 legend at each rack. And they shoot to see how many they get. And you get 5 current players. Maybe it's the guys in the 3-point contest. Maybe it's just other players. They're all at a rack as well. And they shoot. Not at the same time. You know, it's because again, I don't need the Larry Bird running all the station to station to station because he won't make it in a minute. He just won't.
No.
Love Larry, but he's not going to make it. So you get 5 at each station, whatever station they want to be at, and you shoot and you see who scores higher, the legends or the current players. Think of the guys you could get for this, by the way, because like jump shots don't go out of style, right? Especially if they're not moving or anything. They get a little warmed up and whatnot. Larry, Reggie, Ray Allen, who you want to call Rashard Lewis a legend, the sharpshooter. Rashard Lewis is nice, man. He was nice.
He was,
Yeah.
but I never heard him be called a sharpshooter before.
Oh, come on. I feel like he won a 3-point
Peja Stojakovic?
Peja. Oh, yeah. Peja. Yeah. Like, look at just past
Dirk will
Dirk. Yeah, Glenn Rice. Like, just look at past like 3-point shootout winners. Like
Mitch
Paul
Richard.
Pierce. You could get any of these guys. Like, just get some legends. They're at 1 rack each, and they're at the 3-point contest. Rip is a mid-range guy. I don't know about Rip shooting threes.
Yeah, Rip will do well in that skills competition with the numbers on the spots.
Yeah.
The
shooting stars thing.
He just keeps at the mid-range spots. Just keep passing it to him at the mid-range.
Kyle Korver, that's a good shout. Kyle Korver, he's retired. Yeah, Mike Miller.
Yeah,
like you could get these legends out there.
Just name your favorite white boy that can shoot.
Yeah,
Steve Kerr, like he's a coach. He can play.
Get Shane Battier for one of the corners. Shane Battier, that's all he did, stay in the corner, knock down threes. But
Robin Horry, get Robin Horry.
Oh, Robin Horry be good. There's so many legends that could, because they're only standing in that one spot to shoot 3. Again, they're not going around. They're getting 5 shots. That's it. So I would love for something like that. Get more legend integration. That's one thing the NBA does well. Typically, JJ Redick would be good. Is they get legend involvement with this. But like I don't need them. This is where the legend doesn't work. Is them scoring the dunk contest because they can't score it. They don't know how to score. They have no idea what they're doing with the score.
Bad. Oh my god! How did the best dunk get a 46, Jeremy? They gave him a charity 50 after.
Yeah,
they gave him a charity 50 because they messed up on that one.
See, that's where the dunk contest like gets a lot of flack. Is like the scoring just isn't good, and that's not the dunkers' fault. No. The dunkers are doing their best; they're trying, but like them judging this stuff, it's not good. One, usually they're like too liberal with the 50s. It's like, yeah, sure, we'll just hand out a 50.
Mm-hmm.
And now this year it was, I don't know what they were doing. It was all over the place with this. But I don't know what better judges means because there's no real criteria for the dunk. You know, it's like, do you reward somebody because he jumped higher? Do you reward them for the creativity?
I think that with the scrapping, with the return, the eventual return, there needs to be a criteria on how these people are grading the dunk. It needs to be 5 categories where you give, because it used to be you give the dunk, 1 through 10. Now
Yeah,
it's you give it a
out of
10
50.
or 50 or out of 50.
Yeah.
It should be a criteria of 5 categories where you give 10 points for each one, and that's how
Oh,
you
that's
come
gonna
up.
make it very complicated, though.
No.
These old dudes can't think that
Style,
high.
style, jump, uh, technique, uh, flair,
See,
and
former dunk contest winners, like I'm
reaction. It needs to be reaction. Also needs to be a part of the grading. How the crowd reacts to it.
some crowds just suck, though.
But this crowd told you that that was a 50, and you
Yeah.
just ignored them.
Yeah, people are saying originality and creativity.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
yeah.
like, where do we draw the line on originality and creativity, though? Like
Yeah, there's only
Blake
so
Griffin,
there's only
Blake
so
Blake
much.
Griffin, Blake Griffin jumping over a car was like original and creative, but it also sucked. Like he just jumped over the hood of a
Yeah,
car.
it wasn't it wasn't a 50. That's more of like I said, style, originality, creativity. I think of that as more that's style, that's the flair, that's the pomp and circumstance kind of thing. So
Like I don't think the Shaq dunk was Trey saying jumping over Shaq is
yeah, two
overplayed.
people
Yeah,
two people did that. That's when it's like
yeah,
okay.
I don't think that one was good. I was like, Shaq ducked down, he pushed off of him. It's like, okay, cool. Like we've seen somebody jump over Taco Fall. Like he's taller than Shaq. Like I don't think jumping over somebody unless you completely clear them. No, and I'm talking someone tall. No pushing off,
Hmm.
anything like that. Like unless you're completely clearing them, I don't think those are that original.
Like the best the we were never they're never that's why I said scrap the dunk contest because they're never gonna top 2016. That was the last time that we had original, really, really good slam dunk contest.
Yeah. I would like to see like non-dunkers in it and see. Again, I'm here for the chaos. And
What? Luca? You want Luca to do what he did in the All-Star game?
I want like Draymond and Jokic.
This is gonna be some horrible dunk. This is
That's
gonna
what I want to see.
be
Try
getting
these dunks.
tens out of 50.
That's what I want to see. Try to do the dunk contest. I want Draymond and I want Draymond in all these competitions. It's just because I think it'd be hilarious.
Skill competition. I would love to see Draymond.
Skills competition, he'd actually be good at. But like 3-point contest, that's what I want to see. Scrap they they won't do one-on-one.
No.
They'll never if they're worried because we know why they won't do the dunk
They
contest.
need to do what is it? Knockout.
Knockout would be good. I do think that would be something fun. Like there's nothing wrong. That's just a shooting competition. Like
Yeah.
because they won't do
If
one-on-one.
you're literally doing one-on-one for one basket. So it's
Yeah.
not like they're not gonna do one-on-one to 10 or anything like that
No.
because of the risks of injury and stuff. But one basket knockout, I think that's fun. And it will be like, okay, this is going to be who the best player in the league is. It could be something like that.
They did it. They did Horse a couple years, but it was like in the studio and
Yeah, and
stuff,
it
and it
sucked.
went on forever.
It sucked.
Yeah, it wasn't. It wasn't
Or
as
sucked.
good as like it sounds on paper,
Yeah.
and I don't know how that would relay to like if you did it in the arena and a live aspect thing. I do like knockout. I do think that would be good. They're not going to do one-on-one because there's too much ego involved.
I do think though, like with the now if we were moving on to kind of like All-Star Sunday,
Yeah.
simplest thing is did you remember during All-Star weekend back in like the 90s? MTV used to also do their own All-Star weekend, and they used to do like their own like celebrity game, and their celebrity game would like have different crazy rules. Like if you shot it from like the half court, it was 6 points, and they would
Oh,
raise
okay,
the
yeah.
basket some or stuff like that. Honestly, that's where we're at. Do that. Just watch that and take some of the rules. If guys are gonna be shooting from half court and making it anyway, 6-pointer. Like in the All-Star, it's the All-Star game. You gotta make it fun. So why not? If you're gonna have guys shooting from half court, you're not gonna have defense. It's just gonna be threes and dunks and layups anyway. Raise the basket a little. Let's see who can really dunk it. Let's see if Luka can dunk it on an 11-foot rim or a 12-foot rim. Like, yo, let's see who really got the hops. If it's just gonna be a shoot around of dunks, layups, and threes, let's make it a little bit more interesting. I think that's the only way. I feel like I've heard people say, offer them more money and this and that and the third, or get people from the courts, from all over the world, and have them face them and stuff like that. All fine and dandy, that's fine. But I mean, USA versus the world, that would be interesting, because that more like that's like an Olympic kind of thing of like national pride. I think that's an interesting proposal. But I'm at the point of, man, just give it the MTV All-Star Weekend rules.
I much prefer that than trying to give these millionaires more money to be
Rock and
competitive
Jock.
in an
Thank you,
all-star game.
T5.
Yeah. I'd much prefer, let's just go dumb with it. Do a 6-point shot. You make it from half court, 6 points. You want to raise the rim. You got 2 rims out there. One's higher, one's worth more. If you dunk it, I'm for this, instead of trying to make it, hey, let's give them more money so they hopefully will compete a little bit harder. My
Not gonna happen.
suggestion was kind of what the NHL does, where the NHL, the All-Star games are like kind of fun. You got goalies, and goalies are going to try hard. They're not going to just give up everything. Defenses will try a little bit, but make it like a little mini 3-on-3 tournament and play it that way. Do the draft again, and do like a 3-on-3 tournament. You can get what, 8 teams of the 3-on-3, right? How many
Yeah.
total is that?
Yeah.
What's 8 times 3?
Yeah. That's 24.
Okay,
What is
so
it?
there you go,
12,
24.
12 on each team. Yeah.
Yeah, 24. So you get 8 teams, 3-on-3, and just do a tournament with that. And I think they will try a little bit harder 3-on-3. I don't think you're going to get full, like, they're still going to half-ass their defense a little bit, but you're probably going to get a more competitive game being 3-on-3. I want take it back too. I don't want full court 3-on-3. I want half
Or
court
or if they
3-on-3.
even would have done like a 2-on-2 tournament with like whoever's got 2 all-stars on the team. Like it would have been Giannis and Dame, LeBron and AD, KD and Booker. And then the teams that only got 1 all-star, you get to pick who you want to be. So Luka probably would have picked Jokic. Then they probably would have tried a little bit harder and not look like they did not want to be there. Like literally from the introduction of the All-Star game, these 2 guys were just like
I think 2-on-2,
like they did not want to be there.
I think 2-on-2 takes away too much of the creativity of basketball. That's my only issue with 2-on-2, is like you literally can only run a 2-man game. It's like, okay, pick and roll or pick and pop. It's like that's all you're doing. At least 3-on-3, you can run off of a screen and things like that, along with a pick and roll. Like you can run a little bit more action 3-on-3. That's the only reason I like 3-on-3 a little bit better than 2-on-2. But yeah, I think just move to a 3-on-3 setting, and you don't need to incentivize. If you want to incentivize them more, fine. I don't understand why millionaires need more money to just play competitive. Like if they don't care about these games, just offering them more money to make them care, I think is stupid. If they don't care, fine. They don't care.
Say with my knockout idea, it needs to be like $1 million.
Oh, knockout. By the way, yeah, I actually do think like the winner of like knockout should get something. I think that would be
Yeah.
fun. And at least that'll incentivize them to like actually try in that. But like the actual all-star game, again, these 5, like a 5-on-5 game, it's like, all these guys are going to make more. Like the play-in tournament, everybody was like, well, this is why they tried so hard in the play-in tournament. Yeah, because the play-in tournament, you got 12 guys who don't make
Exactly.
anything. And it's like, yeah, we want to try hard for them. All-Star game, all these guys are millionaires. All these guys are on max
care. They don't care about that stuff.
Like LeBron James ain't trying harder, so Anthony Edwards gets an extra $500,000. He doesn't care about Anthony Edwards,
especially because Anthony Edwards ain't going to try that hard. So like, it's just like none of these guys were trying hard on that game. It was just that Dame got hot and early, and so did Tyrese Halliburton. He was hot, and then Jaylen Brown got hot late, and that's why the East. And they I think they learned their lesson though of not going back to East versus West. That was a mistake because it was a lot more funner when they were picking teams.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot.
It was just more even matchups, like East versus West. You had everybody going in, like on paper, it looked like the West would have the advantage, but then. Like, I knew from the introductions the East was going to win because it looked like a lot of the West players did not want to be there. Jokic, Luka, LeBron was just happy to be there. Like, I'm getting celebrated. I made a record. Great stuff. Holy. And AD's like, I'm not trying to get hurt out here. KD's like, I might take a few shots. They had to tell Devin Booker to take a shot at one point. Like, yo, like, the West was just checked out from the beginning. I hope they learned their lesson. No more East versus West.
Yeah, the West had a much better team too, and they just didn't care.
They just didn't care.
Yeah. Shea was the only person who tried. I hope Shea can shoot 7 out of 10 from 3 in an actual game. Never seen him shoot that many threes.
He's never been open for that many threes.
I mean, he gets himself open with his little jab step. He gets open. Sometimes he just passes up on 3. I'm just like, what are we doing? Yeah, Jokic has never cared about the All-Star game.
No.
Anthony Edwards came into the thing. Yeah, Luka hasn't. Like, Anthony Edwards came into it and said, I'm shooting left-handed all the time. It's like he told you before the game started, he doesn't care about this. Karl-Anthony Towns got 50 in a loss.
Because he just started just chucking up threes. Like, man, y'all just letting me shoot these. All right, let me just get 52.
That's what it came down to, is the East just shot better from 3. Like, a lot better from 3. Because all these guys were just going to jack up a bunch of threes. No. It wasn't a fun
It was really like Tyrese. It was Tyrese in the first quarter and then Dame in the second quarter. It was over after that. But yeah, All-Star, I hope never again. I never want to see East versus West ever again. It was great that you were frozen and you had the big smile on. Like, that's I think that's the longest and the happiest they've ever seen you.
Fair. It wasn't much of a weekend for All-Star weekend, unfortunately, but I'm sure they won't try to fix anything. Maybe they will.
Well, I hope Adam Silver or one of these ESPN folks that they listen to.
Adam Silver, by the way, when he presented the trophy to the East, he's like, "Well, you scored the most points."
He was disgusted. Oh my God, Adam Silver. He looked embarrassed.
He was, because all he did leading up to it was he was like, I think we're gonna have a competitive game this year. These guys, they're gonna care. Like, he tried to hype this up as like, these guys care, they're gonna try. And then they went out there and they did not give a shit. They did not care one bit.
I can imagine the next like owners meeting. He's gonna be like, your players made me look like liars. Made me look like a damn liar out there.
They made him out to be a damn fool. Like, of just, nope, we don't care at all about this game. Sorry, Adam. Sorry, buddy. Oh yeah, he should have reverse psychologied them. He's like, yeah, none of these guys are gonna care. Don't tune in. And they're like, we're gonna show you. Don't tell us we don't care. We do.
I need him to be like, this is the most worthless excuse for All-Stars that I've ever seen. Like, he should have came out after the game and just ripped them apart. He's like, this is the most pathetic excuse for an All-Star game I've ever
Half
seen.
These dudes shouldn't even be All-Stars.
Half of these players shouldn't even be here. They don't want to play. They don't want to step up when the league needs them. Just bury them. Just bury every single one of them. Because what are they going to do? Go play in the NBDL? Go play in Italy? What are they gonna do? They're not gonna do anything to Adam Silver. You should rip them apart for this. This was embarrassing to the NBA. We were the pinnacle. NBA is the pinnacle of All-Star Weekend. And the NFL Pro Bowl, no one cares because they don't. None of the players don't care. They haven't cared for years, so no one cares about it. It happens, and it's like if a tree falls in a forest and no one sees it. Did it really fall? I don't know if the Pro Bowl happened this year because I didn't watch it. MLB All-Star Game. They have tried everything. Like MLB All-Star Game, they actually make it important enough that it decides who has home field advantage in the World Series, yet no one seems to care all that much. They care about home run derby a lot more than they care about the damn All-Star Game. So, yeah, NBA has always been the pinnacle. All-Star Saturday night, All-Star Game, always the pinnacle. And now we're at this in 2024.
Yeah. I don't. Does the MLB? Someone can correct me. Does the MLB still decide home court or home field? Okay, Cher is saying yes. Okay, I've not watched the MLB All-Star Game in forever. I have not. Games.
I think I have not watched the MLB All-Star Game since I worked at Yankee Stadium the final year of the old stadium before they made the new one in like 2008, 2009. I worked at the stadium.
It's not fun. It's the same players every year. They don't care. They're not they're trying, but most of them are like, I'm not going to get hurt in the freaking All-Star Game and be out for the rest of the season. So it's like home run derby's fun.
Yeah, that's what I said.
That's about it.
Yeah. I was like, I hear people talk about the home run derby during All-Star week for the MLB, but I don't hear them talk about the All-Star Game. NBA has always been the pinnacle. People talk about All-Star Saturday night. People have talked about the All-Star Game for years, and over the last couple of years, we've gotten to this point where this was the most pathetic excuse for an All-Star Game I've ever seen.
The NHL All-Star Game is very under the radar. I don't know if it's good. The skills competition, they've gotten better about. Again, they do the 3-on-3 tournament, and players kind of try, but there's a goalie. Goalies are going to try. Goalies aren't going to be like, sure, just score on me. So the goalies trying at least makes things a little interesting. The NFL, they went to flag football because people stopped caring so much, and it's end of season, so that makes people care even less. You got Joe Flacco going to the Pro Bowl, and he's like, no offense to Joe Flacco, he took the Browns to the playoffs. That's a feat of its own. But Joe Flacco is not one of the 6 best quarterbacks in the league this year. It's the reserve players going to the Pro Bowl.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is too, you were talking about the NHL All-Star Game. People care more about the Winter Classic than they do that, because the Winter Classic the Winter Classic is the event though. They're doing 2 each year now.
It feels like way more. I feel like they had 3 this year.
The Devils had theirs this past weekend. They won, but they make it such a thing. Okay, so you're gonna get to see your whole team play a game, or you're gonna watch the All-Star Game where it's okay, maybe it's somebody I like that's in it. Well, what I think is crazy is next year the Blues and the Blackhawks are playing outside in Chicago in January. So everybody's just going to freeze to death because Chicago in January is fucking cold.
See, they do what's dubbed the Winter Classic is the New Year's Day game, the January 1st game. But then they have all of the other just outdoor games. Yeah, and I think that takes away the
Winter Classics too now, though.
Yeah, I think that takes away from the actual Winter Classic.
I agree.
They don't need to do there's
NBA. That's like NBA doing Christmas Day on different days.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just takes away from the actual Winter Classic is by you just have a bunch of outdoor games. I mean, they had one this year. There was one in October. That was the Heritage Classic.
Yeah, it's all the same thing. They're just
Yeah.
giving them all different names for the exact, because they're like, oh, this one did really well, so let's do 15 of them.
It's like WWE when they used to like name stuff for just.
Yes.
So now what they do the Heritage Classic, which is usually older teams. They do
It's
the
in
Winter
Canada.
Classic, which can
Heritage
be
Classic's always in Canada.
Yeah. And then there's the Winter Classic, which can be wherever, whenever. And then the Stadium Series, which might be like back-to-back. Like this year's back-to-back games at MetLife. So like that's how they're
Which
doing
looked
it.
really cool. My friend Frankie, he's a big Devils fan. He went. He sent me pictures of it, and they put out exclusive jerseys and stuff for those and everything. And he went to it. It looked really cool. It looked fun. I'm not going to sit outside in Chicago in January. Like, that is a terrible idea.
It looks cool aesthetically if you're watching on TV. I've had people who have gone to the Winter Classic or the Heritage Classic or the Stadium Series, and like if you see it on TV, you notice that the rink is very far away from the actual stands. Like, it's not great live because you're so far away from it all. Like it's just the viewing experience live isn't the best according to people who have gone to
I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but this was the picture that he sent me. That's how far away he is from the rink. Like, you're not really, it's kind of just more for the experience than actually seeing the game. But, and then I'd be really mad if I sat out there and froze to death and my team lost, which with the Blues, that's a good freaking chance too. So
yeah, it's more the experience that you're going for that than to actually be like, let's go enjoy a hockey game. If you want to go enjoy a hockey game, go to like an actual hockey game, because then it's fun and you could be sometimes right up on the action. So anything else? Oh God.
I'm taking my kids to their first hockey game next month. That was part of their Christmas.
Oh,
terrible planning on my part, because my kids are very spoiled with wrestling tickets, and like almost every time we get WWE comps, they're like first or second row, and they like don't understand why everybody else is not also sitting first or second row. And I'm like, because they have to pay for their tickets. Like, we would not be here if I had to pay for my tickets. And when I got the tickets, I was like, okay, I want them to have like a really good first experience. We are on the glass. Okay. So then the next time I take them to a game, when they're sitting up with Sting in the rafters, they're going to be like, what's this? Like, why did you not pay $1,000 for these tickets? What's going on? I was like, this may have not been a good plan. I probably should have started it the opposite way, done the rafters first and then done up close.
That is how my dad was. We would get, through my mom's work, we'd get free tickets to Hurricanes games. And if they were box seats, my dad was like, yeah, sure, I'll go to these box seats, get free food and stuff. But if they were like, even if they were like first row on the glass or like lower sections, like, nope, don't care about being close. I just want the food. I just want to go to box seats and enjoy the game. That's it.
That's
like,
the
I don't
man
really
that
care
knows
about the hockey game.
That's so funny. My dad will not go to baseball games anymore unless he gets like the all-inclusive seats, because he's like, it's so freaking expensive to go as it is. I'm going to eat 18 hot dogs if I want to eat 18 hot dogs.
Right.
Like, and they have the air conditioning usually, so you can go in there and cool down, because my parents are in their 60s. But it always cracks me up because he's like, no, I'll pay extra and sit. And I'm like, where was this person when I was a kid and I was having a heat stroke sitting at the ball field? We had to share a drink between all four of us kids for the whole game. Like,
the good old days.
Bullshit.
All right, let's go to. You should go to a hockey game, by the way, Trey Jones.
I've never been to a hockey game either.
Watching it live is very fun. It's always good to watch.
Even if you don't understand hockey, going to a hockey game is a lot of fun.
Yeah. I think it's one of the better like live experiences when it comes to just like going to a game and everything.
Yeah.
I love baseball. Watching baseball games in person is boring as hell unless they're just continuously doing things.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
Yeah.
I honestly, though, I can do baseball game live. I failed to watch it on TV. It's annoying.
On TV.
It's too boring for me to watch it on TV. Basketball, I like watching it live. I like watching it on TV, and then I've never been to a football game either. I don't think NFL game.
Football's iffy. Sometimes football's fun, sometimes it's not.
Yeah, I've been to every major sport live. Yeah. I do think hockey's the best. Basketball can depend. Like I went to Hornets games.
I think
been good.
I think it's because my sister worked with she was an event planner and worked with the Philadelphia Sixers. So when I was 12 years old, we went to Philly and I got that whole press box experience that you talk about with your dad. And that changed I love going to basketball live ever since then. It doesn't matter if I'm getting that experience or just sitting in there. I've been to Los Angeles for Kobe's final Christmas Day game with my nephew. That was a great experience. And we were sitting up right by Sting and Darby in the Raptors, but it was a great experience.
If you're invested in it, basketball is usually always really fun. If your team sucks and you're watching them, you're like, get me out of here, because it feels like it's torture. But with baseball, I definitely think I've been to a lot of games where it felt like it was 5 hours long because neither team's scoring. Nobody's barely getting on base. And you're just it's 800 degrees outside. Can somebody please do something the whole time? I would rather the other team score 5 runs and the Cardinals lose. At least something's happening. I have ADHD. I don't have the attention span to sit there and then just get their ass kicked. Come on, let's do something the entire time. Yeah, but I think hockey is by far the most fun to watch. And I've been telling my kids because they don't quite understand hockey. I've tried to explain a lot of it to them, but there's a lot going on in hockey. And then somebody will get a minor and I'm trying to explain to them what that is. And they're like, I don't know what you're talking about, which trying to teach them hockey and football in the same season was not a good plan either, because Reed's like, so was that a touchdown? I'm like, no, that's hockey. We're watching hockey right now. That was not that was football. But yeah, they get a little confused, but I think they're still going to have a lot of fun. They have fun at baseball games when they don't even pay attention to what's going on. So
they'll have fun.
We have Love is Blind. The new season premiered last Wednesday. We've all caught up on this.
All 6 episodes.
Yes, all 6 episodes.
I'm so proud of SP3 because I thought we were going to come on here and he wouldn't have watched any of them.
I'm very proud of myself as well.
I feel like we bullied you into making sure you watched all 6.
It was all the messages, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna turn it on. I told wife, I was like, I'm just gonna turn it on. Let's see how it is. And
I binged all 6 in one day.
Oh yeah. We started it on Valentine's. That was part of our Valentine's. We watched it, and then we were done with it on Thursday. And Friday, we were actually disappointed. We were we don't have we to watch. We want to watch a lot more Love is Blind, and we watched them all by Thursday, and we were like, this sucks. Why did we do that for? We should have waited.
Thursday, I was drops. I was I don't have anything going on Thursday. I was working, but I was I'm just going to watch all 6 episodes while I work, forgetting that I was off work Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So then I'm like, what am I supposed to do? Which I'm glad I watched it then because my kids weren't at home. So I could focus on what was going on and everything. Right. But this season, these people.
Yeah, these people are something else. I mean, where do we want to begin? Let's
we're gonna break it down by couples or people?
We'll just go through and hit high points, and I'm sure that'll lead to other various points. Let's start with Matthew.
Yes.
This man, who I'm pretty sure is a serial killer.
Okay. If anybody follows me on Twitter, I live tweeted my reactions, and I was trying not to spoil things. So I was just saying this guy, this girl, and I said I had opinions on Matthew. Well, if you haven't watched it yet, that's your fault. It's been out for a week now. Turn us off or something. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
He's gone, so it doesn't matter because he left episode 3?
Which is unfortunate, honestly.
I really hope that
I really wanted to see that reveal.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
I said it, and then I sent it to SP3 and Jeremy, and I said, this is my accountability. That man gives me racist vibes. When he said he was from the country, I'm from the country. I'm not saying everybody from the country is racist. Just the way that he acted, I do not think he would have got along well with AD. Like, and that was funny because she was the only one that was giving him the time of day at first.
Or
Yeah,
so we thought.
She goes back to the villa or whatever they call it, and is like, "Oh, Matthew, who's great," and everybody else is like, "Huh?"
They were like,
"What?"
Matthew?
The double thing. The double thing they did. Like, what?
Like, I actually thought coming in there with a list of questions was not a terrible idea, because you go in there, you're kind of overwhelmed. You know, forget about things that you might want to ask somebody or something. Like, okay, telling them to pick a number from your list and answer it. And then the girl answers it and she says, "What about you?" And he said, "Oh, I'm not going to answer the questions."
Yeah.
He's like, "I'm not prepared to answer those questions."
And then he got mad. He got mad at the one girl who was like number 4, and he's like,
Sarah, no, that was Amber that said that answered number 4, and he got mad at her.
And he's like, "Everybody's been picking number 4. Can you pick a different one?" Like, she doesn't know this.
Yeah, like, you have it as one of your questions. Yeah. So
just lie. Give her a different number. Just be like, "Oh, good choice," and then just ask a different question.
And I said the same thing to you too. Like, I am an introverted person, so him being like, "I'm not used to dating," I get that. Like, I'm not used to the small talk thing. Okay, that's not an excuse to be an asshole to people. And he was an asshole. It wasn't like he just wasn't great at making small talk. He walked out of the room while that one girl was answering him.
That was Sarah Ann. She is long-winded though. So
yes, but still, like, don't have questions if you don't want them. You're stuck in these pods. I mean, he just walked out. That shit was cold. I was like, damn. I was like, this guy's not gonna get anybody. And then the next scene, it's him and AD, and it's just like, now he wants to open up, and now he's comfortable. At first with Matthew, I was a little surprised by the things that transpired, because we find out Matthew is all about AD. We know Matthew is all about AD. He's telling her, you know, like, what was it? He wished that her father hadn't passed away so that he could ask for permission. And then she comes in there, and who was the other girl?
Amber
was like, yeah, he said we could leave tomorrow because he didn't want to propose unless he could ask permission from my father. And AD's like, so when this happened, I'm like, I did not expect that from him.
No.
But then thinking about it, I'm like, yes, I do. Because he's absolutely just feeding them the same thing over. Whoever it works for the best is what he's going to go with. And I think so Amber leaves, he leaves to follow Amber. Buddy, she don't want you to follow her. Like,
I hope we see them after
that part. I was
Mexico.
Like, yeah. But he leaves to follow her. And honestly, I think the only reason he did that is because AD was just like, no, I'm done. Like, I'm not doing. And he's like, I'm very upset about this. Like, what?
He was like, you're talking to me differently. You're treating me differently. But yeah, he was basically giving them the same running of the game, and AD is the one that kind of approached him first, and he didn't know what to say. He was like, "Oh man, this sucks," and he didn't even have like a good reasoning for that.
I didn't say the exact thing to her.
He was like, you know how I said I would pour my heart out to you? I didn't say that to her. I was like, what?
So he at the beginning, correct me if I'm wrong, he was like, I'm not here to be some like C-list celebrity. And then
I'm not trying to get Instagram famous. His Instagram is locked down, by the way. He does have a private Instagram with only like 1,000 followers. So,
but when he is talking to AD and trying to like make himself look better or whatever, he's like, this is gonna be the comeback story, the audience is gonna love me, and all the
Yes.
he was very self-aware of like how he was coming off with all of this. Like, if you're not here to be a C-list celebrity or try to get famous, like now you're kind of talking like you are trying to get a little bit famous because you are very aware of how all of this looks.
He absolutely made a comment too about like, you're making me be the villain. I'm gonna be the one that I just did this in front of everyone on TV, and I'm like, you did it. Like, she didn't make you do this. You did it, buddy. It was uncomfortable.
It was
not the most uncomfortable thing, but it was.
Oh no, it gets way more uncomfortable in this show.
I do hope we get a Matthew and Amber follow-up after they get into the real world stuff, because they've done that before where couples who have left or whatever go back, they meet each other. I hope we do get a follow-up on this, because he was the most fascinating person in the pods.
We do know that a couple of the people will be brought back, so I'm hoping that
we got the coming attraction.
Oh no! See, I don't watch this. See, the wife, she watches all this. I earmuffs it. I close it. Like, I don't watch the coming soon.
Unlike the next episodes.
Yeah, I don't watch that.
Oh, well, I mean, they come out tomorrow.
Exactly. They come out tomorrow, bro.
Well, I know, and I'll watch them. I don't even watch. You know where they like this season on Love is Blind before like the first episode? Don't watch any of it. I don't want anything.
He skipped through that part. He's like, nope.
No, I don't skip it because the wife likes watching that. I will go close my eyes, I'll even like hum to make sure I don't hear anything. Like, I don't watch any of that. I hate those spoilers.
Our first couple to get engaged was Johnny and Amy.
Johnny and Amy, which is one of my favorite couples, because they have like a very genuine. They're laughing all the time, and I believe Johnny was the first one to say "I love you." And it was very natural.
And how he said it like almost on accident.
Exactly.
And then he was like, "Oh," like
he's like, "Oh, yeah."
I said like scare her off when he said it. Yeah, and they are my favorite couple. I think that you can tell that they genuinely have a connection with each other, and they discussed things that were important. They talked about, her having never been with someone who was white before because she is Hispanic, I believe.
Yeah, Puerto Rican, I believe.
Yeah, Puerto Rican. Okay, I couldn't quite remember because that was so long. They got engaged like the first episode. So, but yeah, I mean, I think that they had like real connection with each other and everything. And when they're in, I think Dominican Republic is where they went this time, right?
Yeah, not Mexico.
And like, they were searching each other out, like all the guys are hanging out, all the girls are hanging out, and then like one of them would just get up and go over to the other one, like give them a hug or whatever. Like, you can tell that they really just wanted to be around one another and wanted to be with one another.
I knew they would work out from his reaction to her talking about that she could be a caregiver for her brother.
Yes.
And he out of vote, like there was like multiple like secrets from the women's side being revealed to the men's side, and not all the men reacted well to it. And I would say Trevor and Johnny were the best ones as far as like how they reacted to it. And that right there with Johnny and Amy, I was like, okay, they can work out. I like them. And then when they met each other, like the look on his face, he was blown away by her beauty. So you could tell he really was attracted to her as well.
Yeah, I think that they'll get married.
Okay. Yeah. Let's talk about this love square that we kind of had going on. So Chelsea, Trevor, Jimmy, right?
And Jessica.
And Jessica. Yes. So this little love square that was going on here. So Jimmy was flirting with and kind of narrowing it down to try Chelsea and Jessica. Correct. And then Chelsea had to pick between Jimmy and Trevor. Yes. Yeah.
So Trevor, I believe, was the first person that we met, and instantly he was kind of like the narrator and the everyday man, and he looks like Wreck-It Ralph.
He's got a mullet.
He's got a mullet.
He instantly with the mullet. And I said, if I came out of those pods and the person I was engaged to had a mullet, I would turn around and walk right back.
Well, Chelsea was very excited at the prospect.
Like, she said, "Do you have a mullet?" And he was like, "Can you see through the wall?"
Machine Gun Kelly kind of has a mullet. She looks like.
Okay.
Oh my God,
Okay.
we didn't get there yet.
Real quickly. They were talking about looks way more than they have
Way
in the
more.
past, which
Yeah.
I don't
Way
know
more.
if they just never shown that footage in the past, but like it's supposed to be love and what? What are you doing talking about? Like, what do you look like? What do you look like? Way more. So Chelsea says, I've been compared to Megan Fox. I've been told
To
I look
Jimmy.
like Megan
She
Fox.
says that to Jimmy.
She said that to Jimmy. And
Yeah.
Jimmy was, of course, blown away by this. I do not mean
She
to.
tried to act like she didn't know her name. She was like,
Yes.
Machine
She said
Gun
Machine
Kelly. I
Gun
think it's
Kelly's
like
Yeah.
a girlfriend or
Yeah.
wife. He's like, he's got the country ass Megan Fox.
Why is that one of your voices from the mobile games?
He looks at the camera too. It was hilarious how he did it.
No disrespect to Chelsea. No disrespect to Chelsea. She does not look like Megan Fox.
But you know why she said that?
Because she has the similar-ish tattoo.
No. I think it really comes down to I feel Jessica looks more like Megan Fox than Chelsea does, in my opinion.
Chelsea's excuse since then, because I every season follow everybody on Instagram so I can follow all their drama as the season comes out, and then I unfollow them all afterwards, except for Cameron and Lauren. They're the goats from season 1. So her excuse was that she said, people have told me I look like Megan Fox, but I don't see it. That is the same thing. You are still telling him that people think you look like Megan Fox. Just because you don't, most people don't see a celebrity in themselves because they know what they look like. Like, that's just the way that it is. Most people are like, oh, I don't see that. And they can look like their clone, but they think that they don't look like them. You're still telling him that other people have told you that you look like Megan Fox. And that is putting the same thought in his head that this girl is going to come out and she's going to look like Megan Fox. Megan Fox is gorgeous. I think everybody knows this. But that's not to say that Chelsea is not in her own, but that's not what he was expecting.
She's a beautiful woman, but
yes,
she put
set
Megan Fox in his head. So literally, in his head, how everything broke down with the pod dates that we saw, in his head, he was choosing between Megan Fox and a single mom. That's what it really came down to. That's what in his head, forget all the facts. Everything that we learned Jessica's whole story, and she has a fascinating story of being
really,
she was adopted twice. Her father had an addiction problem, committed suicide. She found her given family, and then 1 year later gets pregnant with her child. She has this great connection to her child. She had to hold back in a whole bunch of dates with him about her child because she didn't feel comfortable enough to let it be known in a couple of dates. Even though I will say, probably by the second date, you should let somebody know.
It was like the third date, I think.
I understand you're 1 date short. By the second, I understand first date. First date is like, no, let me get to know this person.
I agree with that as well. And that's people that were like, and he even said like, probably not a good idea to lead with that, because as a single parent, there are people that are immediately like, oh, nope, I'm done. Yeah. But he got connected to her and then was like, oh, okay. And he was like in his 30s?
Yeah.
It's not like he's 25 and somebody's springing a kid on him. Like, you're old enough that most of the people that you're going to date are going to have kids. It's a miracle that she's the first single mom who's been on the show. Like, most of the people that you date are going to have kids. So, and the fact that he acted like so dramatic too about Chelsea being married before.
Yo, you would have thought like he's been told like that the other person across the wall is a man. Like he was like
he acted like she was like, I've been in prison because I murdered my ex-husband. Like, no, his
response to Chelsea was hilarious. He's like, that's not the worst thing I've heard today.
He was so just after he learned of Jessica and her kid, then when Chelsea dropped the I've been married before, he did act very shocked, but he also just like didn't even care of just like, okay, yeah, that's the worst thing. That's not the worst thing I've heard today. Cause like
Yeah.
her reaction to that was like, oh, you didn't like, you kind of took, you just took that weirdly. Like you didn't take it like hard or anything. You just acted very strange to this. He was still so in shock by the kid thing. He's like, oh, okay, you've been married. Like, that's not terrible, I guess. Not really what I wanted to hear.
At
but that's
least I
not
don't have to
terrible.
deal with that person.
Yeah.
I think Jessica and Chelsea talked a lot, so we didn't really get to hear a lot about him in the pods. It was mostly always about both of them. He must have a fantastic personality to get both of these girls where they're like so invested in him. I know they didn't know what that man looked like. I'm not trying to be rude. That man looks like he is 45 years old. I would never guess that he was in his early 30s.
He is not a cat.
No, like, I mean, and then we'll move on later about him and AD.
Oh man!
Oh my
Don't get me
God,
started
that
there.
was uncomfortable.
But yeah,
we'll get to that.
He eventually chooses Chelsea over Jessica, which leads to one of the greatest rants in Love Is Blind history.
The problem is,
I will say one thing that I will note about this season that I think is much better than previous seasons that I watched. A lot more time in the pods.
yeah,
A lot more time than usual in the pods.
last
I think
season,
that's
we
made
were
it
always
better.
watching the girls cuddle up with each other on the couch crying about stuff. Like, now we're actually getting to see people in the pods. I will say, his mistake was telling her the night before, I'm going to choose tomorrow. And her having to find out secondhand from Chelsea, but from Chelsea.
No, from Laura.
Yeah.
Laura and her
because Chelsea tried her best to not be like, she was emotional and she tried her best to hide it from her because she's seen the last time when she was vocal about it, Jessica got upset and was very obvious about being upset.
But like, I had to find out that he told her he loved her. So yeah, she's pissed. And I can't blame her for being pissed.
Me neither. But we know why he said that then. Because his reaction when she did the My Future Husband letter and all of this stuff, he was still conflicted about things, which is fine. But his reaction to that was not what quite she expected. No. And so she didn't react well to that. And they got into a little fight. And then that made up his mind there. His mind was made up after. Which is funny
because then we see in the DR him and Chelsea fighting constantly. And I'm like, that one fight threw you off from Jessica and you and Chelsea are fighting.
Now you and Chelsea are not going to.
I don't think he wanted anything to do with the kid either. Because he made the one comment after she wrote the letter and everything, or he read the letter. He's like, I'm just not sure, especially with the kid being involved, which again, fair. If you're going to get involved with the kid, you got to be very sure about things. But when he said that, I think that triggered something in her of like, rightfully so. If you're not sure, then don't even try to like lead me down.
And I think that was the issue. And I think that's why so many people, especially online, have turned against him, is because if you are ready to be in the life of someone else's kid or not. It's a lot different than having your own kid. It just is. These kids are already there. They already have, established relationships with people and everything. And he's 34, I think, if you're ready for that or not. If he knew he wasn't ready for that, he should have told her that. They were early enough in the pods. He could have told her that. She could have tried to form a connection with somebody else. He didn't. And she said, like, you ruined this experience for me.
Yeah.
Because he led her on that entire time. And I will say I thought it was funny. This is jumping forward, but just in the DR when he said he lied when he said that he heard that she came in there and yelled to everybody like, he loves me. He straight made that up.
He made that up.
That's why he was like, I believe you, after she said that. And she said
he lies all the time. That whole conversation was a lie because he said that, and then he said, oh yeah, and she tried to make it about looks, and I really hate that. Dude, the only reason you picked her is because you think she looked like
Yeah.
Megan Fox. So how you saying she
But-
made it about looks? The only time she mentioned looks was right at the end when she was putting you in your place. She was like, when you see me, your jaw's gonna drop. You're gonna need your EV pen to catch your breath. Oh my God, she ate him alive. That was fantastic.
When Chelsea said, I didn't tell anybody, I swear, I didn't tell anybody. Well, I mean, I whispered it to one person. I died laughing because I'm like, bitch, those are not the same thing. Like, you literally told somebody. And you told the person with the biggest mouth in there who immediately went over and told her and then kept being like, I can't tell you. I just think you should go home.
Just trust me. Just trust me.
Yo, she was just like, oh, you should just go home. He's not the one for you. He's not the one. Yeah, like you're telling her, but not telling her, which is just
she needs
totally
to know why
messing up
you're
her
saying
head.
that. Yeah. So
I'm glad she did stick around and showed up the next day.
Oh my God, yes.
And ate him alive.
She was just like, can you just say what you need to say so I can ether you real quickly?
Yeah.
Like, go ahead.
She was like, don't give me the sugarcoat. Like, don't sugarcoat it. Tell me how you really feel. Let's get to it.
Found out that she knew that he had told Chelsea that he loved her. The look on his face was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Because he couldn't, feed her some line of bullshit or whatever. I have the exact quote of what she said because I posted it in my thread on Twitter. She said, when you see and realize what you missed out on, you are going to choke. You are going to need your EpiPen to open up your airways because you are going to be in disbelief of what you missed out on.
I was cackling.
She made a video the other day on Instagram and said she didn't actually mean like just looks, just like who she is as a person is what she meant. But she was like, everybody took it as looks, and that wasn't a slight towards Chelsea because I don't have hard feelings for Chelsea or anything. And she was like, but I meant every word of it. So.
I will say she had one of the better personalities for in the pause, man or female.
Yeah,
but she was making me laugh just by reacting to Jimmy. Like she had the facial expressions. Like I was like, yo, her facial expressions have me dying over here.
Yeah, she was very dramatic.
I hope that she don't spoil it if you guys know, but usually they do some type of beach party or some type of party where they bring everyone back, and I hope she is there, and I very much look forward to how that goes down.
Yeah.
So Jimmy chose Chelsea, and then Chelsea had a decision to make between Trevor and Jimmy. She chose Jimmy, which
better man.
Trevor was a better choice.
I did not get at all. She's given this bracelet to Trevor of like, tap it so you know where my heart is.
Her a gift. Jimmy didn't even get her.
The wife is very upset about this.
Jimmy literally said I love you because he probably heard in the pods that Trevor said I love you to Chelsea. Trevor did it naturally. It was just came out from him. And then he like heard her pause and heard her reaction. It was like, yep, I said that. Yup, I said, like, he was so adorable, so sweet and genuine. And then
I think Trevor and Jessica should end up together.
Yeah,
that's who I vote for.
Yeah, if Jessica told Trevor that she had a kid, he'd be like, yeah, of course, like that's fine. Like how he reacted to Chelsea saying that she was married, it was like a 180 from how Jimmy reacted, and it's just like there was so many red flags for Chelsea to pick the right guy here, and she just. Totally. I was not live tweeting like Cher. I was live DMing both Jeremy and Cher while watching this yesterday. And I'm like, no, is Chelsea about to blow this? Like, I was like, no, please don't. I'm like grabbing my missus. I'm like, please don't do this. Like, and then they did the whole buildup of which room, which pod is she gonna go in? And then when she went into Jimmy's, I was like,
see, I couldn't figure out going in first was a good thing or a bad thing.
Right.
Like,
no, I knew it was a bad thing because of how they built it up.
She broke up with it,
Yeah, I didn't know if like she was gonna, end on basically the high note of like, okay, let me go in here first, and then I'll let him down.
Let me break up with him and then go with the other one, which is what she should have done.
Yeah,
she should have done that.
But then when Trevor when Trevor
But
was like, so if you come in my pod first, would your reaction have been different? And then like she didn't have an answer for that.
No.
So then I was like,
the
did
thing
she
I
know,
got,
or was
the
it just?
thing
Go
I
ahead.
got from her in the pods, especially with the talks with Jimmy and Trevor, she wanted to be loved.
She was
So
very insecure.
it was all came down to who acts first. And
Yeah.
that's why I love the fact that Trevor asked that question, because it's 100% a fact that if production had made their date before Jessica and Jimmy's date, she would have picked Trevor.
I
think so,
don't
too.
understand how she still didn't pick Trevor after all of that, because if she wanted to be loved, there was one man who loved her more,
Yeah.
who was giving her a blind rock and everything. You're giving him a friggin' bracelet that's taps so you know how I feel, what my heart is. When he was like, he like lied to me. I was like, yeah, she did. Bullshit,
So,
Trevor. Feel
we
for Trevor.
started episode 5 with Jimmy and Chelsea meeting,
Yes.
which we chatted about yesterday. So they go in, they hug each other. Just what every woman wants to hear their fiance say about their looks. He says, I can work with that.
He also said two things. He said, I don't know about Megan Fox. And he said, I almost left this morning. But,
I know, you missed the one. You missed one. He said, you know what? It wouldn't even matter.
Yeah, it wouldn't matter. Yes. It's like, this is all you've talked about.
They hug each other. He looks into the camera, as I said yesterday in the DMs. He looks in the camera, and it's like the freeze frame of a Disney Channel movie when it's like, I bet you're wondering how I got here, because he's like, help me. This is not what I thought I was getting.
I said that to the wife. I was like, his eyes are telling a different story. He looks like he wants out of there very quickly.
Then when he's doing his freaking like talking heads thing, and he accidentally calls her Jessica.
Oh man. Oh, like all the signs were there that you made the wrong choice, that you both made the wrong choice.
Both of them. It's not just that he did. They both did.
Both
made I think the she would have been so much happier with Trevor.
Yeah.
Like,
because I don't think Trevor, I don't know if Trevor was also told, hey, I look like, or I've been compared to Megan Fox.
We never got that.
Yeah, I don't think he would have cared. Clearly, Jimmy thought about that and was attached to that. And again, Chelsea, she's a beautiful woman. The Megan Fox comparisons, that's a very high bar to set for yourself. I did see somebody on Twitter that made me laugh. Like it was just very nonchalant and random. There was not a comment to anything. It was not a reply. It was just Megan Fox should sue. And if you read that and it's like, that's funny. Very high bar to set. But because not only you're building that up of like, I'm being compared to Megan Fox, like you're talking face, you're talking like body, everything.
Yes.
And again, Megan Fox, we're gonna talk peak Megan Fox, we're gonna talk Transformers Megan Fox. That's a high bar to set for anybody out there.
That's peak like humanity.
Yeah.
There. I mean, that's just
she was like the prototype for AI bots. Like
they were the last couple to get engaged, weren't they?
Yes, I think so.
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
So,
yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
So prior to that, we have AD, who we already talked about, broke up with dipshit
Matthew.
And
Clay was the other guy she was going about.
And Clay acted like a fool about that.
Clay was your prototypical fuckboy. Fuckboy player type. He was like constantly giving her red flags of, he would say, I'm not a good person. I didn't even watch this show before I came on.
He only cared about
looks like. Yeah, like saying, that he has to have a specific type of body to be attracted to somebody and everything. And then when she was like, well, I'm also talking to Matthew, the way he acted about that. And I mean, like, Matthew's an idiot, but when he was like, me and him, like going on and on, like he has so many red flags. And he was the type of guy that she said she always goes for and she didn't want to go for.
But she says, I'm a fix a hoe. I was like, it's like, you got problems. Well, put your problems on me, honey. Like she said, she's like that. But I feel like that conversation where she said, like, you know, he was opening up, and she said she also had a connection with Matthew was the the shift for him, because then the next scene we saw him was him crying with the other dude. I don't even get his name with the glasses. He'd be
Kenneth?
like, yeah, I'm crying like all the time. He was like, no, I don't think that was Kenneth.
Oh,
it was
Kenneth was
was the guy that got with Brittany.
Yeah.
But he was like, I'm crying all the time, and he was actually Clay was actually crying and talking about like he's never gotten therapy, he's never talked about his feelings and emotions, and he apologized to AD, and it was like very much different. You could tell they were having more genuine conversations than before.
She made a comment about when I see red flags, I'm just like, oh, I'll just paint my nails red to match it. I was like, God, that's relatable. Like, she was very funny. I thought AD was
the best for me,
but I did not want her to go with him, but she did. So we have them in the Dominican.
I mean, her choices were Clay and Matthew. Like she ain't winning.
She ain't winning much, and their reveal was kind of awkward to me because it felt like Clay was kind of putting on an act, even though
like he was sizing her up.
They're both like their whole dynamic's a little weird, and maybe I'm just misreading things, or I'm not the best judge of just how to kind of interpret their relationship. I like that they cheerlead for each other, but I also think it comes off a little like talking themselves into things too much. It doesn't feel like a natural like, hey, I want you to win type of thing. It's like, oh, AD all day. Oh, Clay. Like, it's like, I don't know.
Once they're together in the Dominican Republic too, it also feels like they're just people who sleep together sometimes.
Yeah, that maybe that's I'm not. I don't feel like I'm putting this in the best.
They don't feel like they're in a relationship with each other.
They feel like they're like really good friends.
Right,
yeah, like they're friends who like go out and go to a game together and then
get drunk and then go back home.
Right, and then go their side. Like that's really what it like feels like. They feel like friends with benefits.
I don't think that they'll get married.
Yeah,
they got too many red flags between them. I just don't think that they'll get married.
I think they're trying. Like I do think like he's like trying to be understandable and stuff, and clearly she wants it to work. I just don't know if they're on that same kind of level.
I like both of them, but like the one thing that I get red flags of is because I was like that in my like mid-20s, but he's like that at 30. He's like, oh, I feared turning 30 because I wanted to hold on to 29, and I just feel like when you have that type of mentality as a man, you're not ready to get married.
Well, so then uncomfortable. Okay. Jimmy makes a comment about AD's body to Chelsea.
She's stacked.
Listen. I'm not a jealous person, so something like that would not bother me because I would probably be like, yeah, she is. He knows Chelsea is insecure. Mm-hmm. So Chelsea makes a big deal out of it and then admits later that she did it because it made her uncomfortable, which was like, you need therapy. Because you just put yourself in this situation and made it a huge deal when she could have just been like, hey, don't say that. Yeah. Like, just made it
all these
such
people
a big
therapy. Yes. To be fair, yes.
Made it such a big ordeal. And then we have to watch Jimmy flirt with AD forever.
That scene, went on uncomfortably long.
It was very long.
I literally could not look at the TV. I could not. I had to listen. I had to look down.
It was very long. Chelsea was like standing right there. And then Jimmy later says, you weren't standing there. It's like, did you not notice your own fiance standing right there behind you the whole time where you, were flirting with her? She was
very much flirting with her. Very much like,
he's like, spin. Oh, let me see. Like, turn around.
Kept commenting on her body, and AD wasn't helping it. I mean, and I
No.
like AD. Like, she should have been like, you need to go over there to your fiance.
Yeah.
Like, she was liking the attention, but and that another thing, like Clay is just like nowhere to be found. Like, he doesn't care that this man's hitting on his fiance.
Clay was actually across because when they changed the camera angle to
Yeah.
behind Jimmy, he's like in like eye distance to Jimmy. So he's probably like watching it the whole time. Either he's very secure or he doesn't care that much. Like we said, like that's like his friend that he knows
Yeah.
he's going to leave with at the end of the night. So he doesn't care that she's talking to another guy right now.
So then during this, they start talking about how none of them slept with their partner the first night, which I think is like the first time that's ever happened that they all weren't like hooking up.
Yes.
And Chelsea says Jimmy is huge. And all I said was, nobody believes that man is huge.
Yeah. I was like, you can tell by the way she said it, by the way she's describing it, she did not touch anything.
And it was just overcompensating once again, her being insecure. And I was like, none of the other girls are talking about anything like that. And she just keeps, and I'm like, please stop. I feel uncomfortable. Like, which Brittany and Ken are not going to sleep together until they get married.
They were the most like wholesome couple, even because when they were talking,
they're both only like 25,
and it was like a match made in heaven, where like, you know, the Chelsea and Trevor thing. I think like Trevor genuinely was saying that Chelsea is the name of his dog, but I think Chelsea was just saying the name of her dog was Trevor. I don't think she really meant that because we got no proof of that. They had a more genuine connection where Kenneth is a principal, she's a school teacher. So it was like instant. It was like, oh, this is good. This needs to work out. And then I think we got like their first date in like episode 3. We got it pretty late.
Mm-hmm.
And then they were like one of the last couples, like I think right before Jimmy and Chelsea to meet each other.
Yeah. I don't know that we've seen enough of them to be able to make a determination on if we think that they'll stay together or not. Because he almost seems uncomfortable in front of the camera. Like, I don't know that this was the show for him because he almost seems like he doesn't like, if he's a principal and he's like a youth pastor, you got to be real careful about what you're doing between your two jobs anyway. So I think that might have been part of it. But yeah, he didn't seem like super comfortable with everything. But those two I thought were sweet together. And then the couple that I felt like were just thrown together was Jeremy and Laura.
Absolutely. It felt like Jeremy was choosing between an Instagram model and an OnlyFans model. Like it felt because Sarah Ann was his other option, and like they had that whole conversation about like, what's your social media following, and she's like, oh, it's 4,000. And then she was talking about how she wants a husband that's gonna get involved and take the picture. So you want an Instagram husband. Basically, that's what you're saying.
Yeah, they were, and I like him fine. Like, it didn't really seem like he had like a lot of red flags. I think Laura is annoying, and she felt really immature. She felt like she was more there for the partying and everything. But yeah, they just didn't feel like a great fit to me. It was just kind of like, and here we are. Here's our 5th couple. We have them together now.
Well, then we got the bean dip.
Oh no!
I've never heard
of this either.
I have never heard of this myself, but so here's what happened. So Jeremy is having a conversation with AD and Clay and Bean Dip. Jimmy and Bean Dip is brought, which is apparently like when you like playfully smack breast. It's like side and down, I think is how they described it. Never heard of this.
Me either.
It's a thing. Allegedly. So Jeremy is like, oh yeah, Laura told me as like a joke to do this to AD.
And AD would know what it was.
Yeah, and AD would thumbs up. And AD would know what it was.
I was like, what was that?
It's like, is this a bubble of his thought?
Yeah, it's a thumbs up. You leave a thumbs up on the video. And AD would know what it was. And like, AD is like, this is weird. Why would you bring this up? Clay is like, why would you bring it? And then Laura gets mad because Jeremy yells over to Laura of like, hey, what did you tell me about bean dip? And Laura's like, I said that as a joke. What are you doing? Like bringing this up? Like it became a whole thing. I don't think anybody looked great here.
No.
Like one, Laura probably shouldn't be saying these things of like, do this. Jeremy shouldn't be repeating these things in front of AD and Clay. I think AD and Clay handled it as the best they could, but it was just
I think
Jeremy
was much like all of us, and he had no fucking clue what the bean dip was.
Yeah.
Because when he was like, Laura told me that I should bean dip you, and he said you would know what it was, and they all like looked at each other, and Clay was like, what's that? And she's like, she smacked the shit out of my boob. Like,
yeah.
And then he like, his face got so red, like, oh my God. And I think that he had a right to be upset that she's telling him, even if it's a joke, that she's telling him to do this.
But he said she must have told him what it was, because he said that, no, I reacted like, what the hell is wrong with you?
Yes.
Like, if she just says, oh, go bean dip the girl, and you don't know what that means, or you want to find out what it means, it felt like he already knew what it means. It didn't feel like he found out in that moment.
He kept apologizing to Clay, and Clay's like, it's fine, not a big deal. But then they go over to Laura, and she's trying to put it all on Jeremy.
Yeah, she's trying to like defend herself and throw her husband under the bus.
Yeah, and she's like, he just made that into such a big deal. That shouldn't have, and just so dramatic. And like, no, you were wrong. Just be like, I'm sorry. I even jokingly shouldn't have told him to tell you, like, to do that or whatever. Like, I mean, she made that into such a big deal, blaming him. And then he's like, I'm going home.
Yeah.
Like,
he's like, I'm off this. Like, I'm good.
The wife just says, don't tell your fiance to go commit sexual assault as a joke.
Exactly. Like,
how about that?
Which, and like I said, Laura just feels like she's just there to have fun. Yeah. I mean, they just don't feel like they really have a connection with each other. And her reaction to that made me, like, reinforced that for me, that she's just like, instead of trying to resolve it with him, she's mad at him and over there talking shit about him to the girls.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't like how he spells his name either.
I mean,
word that bugged me too. My spell check wants to keep spelling it the right way.
I get that anytime I tell somebody my name, they're like, "Oh, how do you spell that?" And spell it like the way he spells it, which is Jeremey.
Sure,
Like, this is the most unnecessary spelling of Jeremy I've ever seen in my life. I don't like that.
It's your Amy.
Yeah. Anything else from the first 6 episodes to
I think we did a good job.
We hit the high points.
Yeah, covering all the couples and everything that we've learned so far. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
I think that was about it. So we've got, how many more episodes come out tomorrow?
I hope it's 6 again.
I think it's 6. I'm gonna pull it up and see.
It's probably like everything except for the finale. That's how.
I think
usually they do it in blocks of 3.
Yeah.
Oh, Cher Delaware just left. There we go.
Let me see here. Not.
That's why I was surprised. That's why I was surprised that like it was 6 episodes. I was like, oh, usually it's like 4.
Yeah.
So tomorrow is episodes only 7 through 9.
Oh, only
so 3 episodes, and then the next week is 2 episodes, and then the week after that is the final episode.
Oh, they've even scattered that up.
Really dicking us around here. They're like, we're gonna use 6 right off the bat, and then you're only getting 3. Deal with it.
Deal. You could have gave us 5 this week, and then the final finale the following.
Right.
Your wife said Jeremy, JEHRAMEIGH.
Just the dumbest spellings you could have for my name, and people again. His, I don't like it. I don't like how he spells his name at all. All right. Let's play a little bit of Too Hot to Handle mobile. I need to plug in my phone here. We will try to get through a chapter. I don't know if we'll be interrupted. at any point.
Hopefully no one bean dips another person.
Listen.
Oh. It's become a thing in this household.
I'm just gonna randomly bean dip my wife.
Yeah.
She will knock the shit out of you.
and see if she probably would.
It has become a thing. I just go pop.
she would bean dip me by like chopping me full
God,
power.
I am so glad that I do not live with any grown men, because if I got bean dipped, they'd get freaking crotch chopped. Like, oh,
Just slap a titty. That's like friendly.
Yeah.
that's not friendly.
Friendly.
Like,
just
friendly.
just a friendly slap. Like
It's playful. It's playful.
Oh my God.
All right. I'm way too immature to be in a relationship. It's kind of
Same here, sir.
all right. Let me know if you can share.
Hello,
see it.
frantic world.
We could see. Hey, frantic.
The wife is sending me emojis now. I don't know what this emoji is. It's like the side eye with the
Side eye, yeah.
Yeah, I guess. See, people see it. Oh, people just saw the name up there. Shit, that was not great.
You can edit it out.
I don't know if I can edit it out. It was live.
I don't think enough people watch this for it to matter.
Yeah, unfortunately. Fuck. Yes, I know. She just messaged me. It's on the screen. Yes, sorry.
I wasn't actually paying attention, or I would have said something. Sorry.
Now we're making it a thing.
Bean Dippers is going to be my fantasy team. Oh my God.
Yeah.
The bean dippers.
I hate you
Dip
all.
that bean. Dip that
Okay.
bean. Dip that bean.
Is there an equivalent where you smack a guy in the nuts? Because I'll start doing that.
I hope not.
Like a
That
friendly,
doesn't sound-
friendly slap. That doesn't.
Just a friendly tap.
That doesn't sound good.
Yeah, neither does a bean dip.
Okay. Episode 2, Chapter 6. Lana is sending one of you on your first date. Could it be you?
Sack tap. Good one, Trey. Nut check.
Nut check.
Just checking you out them there. Oh, look at they got Justin and is that Justin and Jada?
I don't freaking know. Got to get my paper here to know whose accents I got.
They're like, who's who?
All right. Everybody ready?
I
Yeah.
was born ready. Had to change
Okay.
my name to SP.
You're going on a date. You and Jada share an excited look when Lana repeats her news.
A date sounds like just what the doctor ordered. Who the hell says that? But didn't Lana say that only one of us is going?
Jada seems to share your worries.
Who is it, Lana? Which one of us are you sending on a date?
The silence in the room almost palpable as you and Jada hold your breath. Jada is about to speak again when Lana decides to relieve the anticipation. The two people I am sending on a date are Justin and Jada.
I could have told you that.
They already been talking. I mean, get in.
Jada laughs as she does a happy dance. Your date will be in 2 hours.
You're a real wing woman, Lana.
I feel happy for Jada.
You can't help but smile at her enthusiasm.
Lucky.
I know.
Sam, Lana's voice startles you.
Yes, Lana?
You will be going on a date tomorrow.
But who will be my date, Lana?
Oh, it's gonna give you a guy.
Oh my god, I hope.
You will find out tomorrow.
Why
Goodbye.
do they keep doing this to me?
And with that, Lana shuts off.
Is it just me, or is Lana teasing you on purpose?
If she is, you certainly don't mind. Excitement spreads through your body, electrical and vibrant.
Date means some serious one-on-one time. There are many people I'd love to get some FaceTime with. I wonder who Lana will pick for me.
Jada jumps off the couch, instantly dispersing your thoughts.
A date with Justin. This couldn't have come at a better time.
I agree. A date will be good for you two because I can't see this shit.
It says you'll get closer to him, you'll see he's not the one, or you get to feel him up.
You'll get closer to him.
Yeah, she'd been pretty close.
Yeah, she's already felt him up too. So without any other distractions, you'll be able to focus only on each other. You're bound to get closer. You're bound to get closer.
Jada's eyes fill with excitement.
I hope you're right. This is my chance to find out if he fancies me at all.
I hope it works out.
Me too. Anyway, it's time to spill the tea. Who are you hoping your date will be with tomorrow? That was
I
not
have-
me.
That was me. I have no idea.
Your words trail off as a smile breaks across your face.
Okay, that's not true. I know exactly who I want to spend more time with.
You're so holding out on me, you meanie. Who is it?
Marissa.
Marissa.
Marissa. She and I have had a connection from the beginning.
Good choice. I really hope it works out for you, Duck. What? Is that like a thing?
I guess. I don't know.
Just make sure you don't break any rules. Coming from you, Jada.
You're a fine one to talk. Do you think you can keep your hands off Justin all night?
I have no idea. But we're about to find out.
She strikes a flamboyant pose, making you laugh. The moment is interrupted when she grabs your hand by the wrist.
Come on, help me find a proper outfit.
Me?
She doesn't seem to hear you as she pulls you towards the dressing room. As soon as you enter the room, Jada heads straight for the closet.
Okay, what type of look should I go for? You can help me, right?
Jada wants me to help her find an outfit. Let me help. I don't know.
You gotta help because this Cher actually gets to pick an outfit now for
Yes!
for other people.
Of course I can. So where's the trouble?
She gives you a grateful look.
It's a date. So I feel like it needs to be banging.
I completely agree with you there.
What would you go for?
If I were the one going on a date right now, I'd choose beachy
What would you choose,
vibe.
Cher?
Or you
Oh,
choose
wow.
Cher. You choose Cher.
Beachy.
There we go. We're on the same page.
They're on a beach, so
I definitely choose something with a beachy vibe. We're in a tropical paradise after all. It makes the most sense.
good call. A dress might be the best choice.
Oh, look, we got an achievement.
There we go. An achievement.
There he is.
There is no
All right.
achieving being done here.
Sean is back to read more lines.
I got
John.
guy up top saying he's burned out, right? Guy up top has had to cover some heavy stuff.
Yes.
And none of it is heavier than what I'm watching right now.
This is my
Listen.
break from that heavy stuff.
Where's Paul Roma to talk about this?
I'd love if
You
Paul
know
Roman
what?
to talk about this.
We just talked about Love is Blind for like 45 minutes. So
Paul Roma with his green screen background is what I need.
This is my break from all of that. Wrestling sucks, Sean.
That
Trashy
is-
reality
I
shows
will
are
not
great.
deny that. I'm just not completely convinced that this is better.
Well,
You need
well,
to
stick
be
around.
convinced.
Stick
around.
around.
Stick around.
He gave me the sell. We got a great show tonight. He said.
Stay tuned for Vikingo matches.
We
Let's
got some
see some of
paper
the top
dolls from
talent.
Japan that are going to be here. We're going to dress them up. It's going to be great.
We have a tremendous lineup. One of the best shows we've ever put on. Great international talent. It's going to be here. Some of the best wrestling, some of the best character work you've ever seen.
We're going to see you in a UK-based version of this show and the audience cheering along. Eggman
Do you-
fee. My eggs are on the way right now. Sorry.
Would you like to voice some of these actors,
Yeah,
Sean?
sure.
Sam,
Why
take
not?
Take your role back as Sam. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. She spends a few minutes surveying the options before settling on a pretty cocktail dress. After she puts it on, you give her a thumbs up. This is you, Sean.
Good luck. I hope it goes well.
thanks, Sam. I hope so too. You get me?
She winks and you give her a look.
Are you saying you're already planning to break the rules?
Sean, he looks just like you. No. But if things happen, they happen. None can stand in the way of true love, right?
More like lust in your case.
Rude.
Jada checks her hair in the mirror when finally satisfied, shoots you a smile.
Anyway, I better go.
Why?
Don't wait up.
She has a date, Sean.
I'm going to wait up.
I'm
What are you
going
gonna
to
do,
ask
Sean?
her to spank Justin for me. Spank Justin for me, will ya?
She makes a face at you and laughs before leaving the room.
Oh my god.
Well, that date can go either way.
Seconds after she's gone, Theo and Sarah enter. You notice that Theo looks forlorn. This is
Oh,
you,
that's
SB
me.
Theory.
Oh,
Yeah.
what accent is he? I
Oh,
He's
forget.
God,
supposed to be French. He's the
No,
singer.
that's on Ray. That's on
No,
Ray.
no, no, no. That's on
Oh,
Ray.
then he's
Theo's
on Ray.
British.
British.
He's
He's
a-
British.
Theo's
I don't.
British.
I can't
Yeah.
do a British accent.
Well, we
None
know,
of us
but
can.
About the tea. Okay. I never thought I say this.
What was that? Just make him sound like Ollie Davis.
But
jealous of Jada and Justin.
but I'm jealous of Jada and
You sound
just
like Gollum.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I said Ollie, not Gollum. Wait, how do you already know they're going on a date?
fucking scream all this time.
Trina's chirping about it to anyone willing to listen. Oh God! Not that we had a
fucking
choice in the matter,
bitch!
really.
Oh, that wasn't a line?
No. Theo sighs, once again drawing attention to himself.
I want to go on a date.
I love how now you're just soft spoken.
I was just soft looking at
Oh yeah. And who would that date be with?
Theo shoots you a meaningful look, prompting Sarah to sigh.
You're being obvious, Theo. Sam doesn't know who he is taking on the date, remember?
She turns to you with a not-so-innocent smirk.
But as for who you were hoping it's with, oh, I forgot they freaking made out already.
Yes.
Everyone wants to know.
Kayfabe
Instead of
brother.
answering, you simply smile, causing her to sigh.
Fine, keep your hot little secret. But you don't plan to stay holed up in this room until your date, right?
Huh?
Theo is quick to explain.
Gotta get my soft voice. All right.
Since Jada and Justin get to have fun on their own, the rest of us decided to get on a dance party tonight.
How do I know 3
You in?
people who like this? And that they know each other.
Well, you know what? You know Nyla Rose too, and she plays the two.
Oh no.
You do like to dance, don't you? Here you go, Sean.
I'm a dancing machine. You kidding? I'm a dancing machine. I said that. I bet I can outdance anyone here.
Oh, a challenge. I'm in.
Me too.
She brushes her hand against your side.
Can't wait to see what you got, Sam. Damn.
Just let me get dressed and I'll be right there. What? He's in his underpants?
He's in
a bathing suit.
In a bathing suit.
Cool.
He's in his underpants.
By the way, we're gonna be a bit posh tonight.
Yeah, you're definitely British.
Make sure you wear something suitable. Although you look stunning in anything.
Thanks.
Theo gives you a once-over, and you smile at the compliment.
I can do fancy.
Once they leave, you survey your wardrobe, ready to pick the perfect outfit. Oh boy.
Oh yeah, we gotta let
All right,
you gotta
Sean.
let Sean pick the outfit too.
Would you like to
The
change your
hair?
hair?
Yeah, you can change the hair and everything.
Yeah.
I like the hair.
Okay.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? Let's put it up into a bun.
All
Ooh.
right. There we go.
Oh,
Oh, that's good for
that's
dancing.
nice. Yeah, that's good.
What outfit would you like?
Oh, the see-through on the right for sure. There we go.
Okay, Seth Rollins.
He does. He looks like a black Seth Rollins.
King
you like to
Troy
add any
follows me on
jewelry?
Instagram, and you can't tell me anything now.
Would you like to add any earrings?
Oh, for sure, add earrings. There you go. Dangly ones, a whole shoebox of them.
Good old danglies.
Yes, Home Alone.
There we go. By the time you arrive at the dance party, things are already in full swing. Music is pumping, drinks are flowing, and people are dancing seductively with each other on the dance floor, exchanging touches that stop just short of rule breaking.
This looks like the same setting from Love is Blind Mobile.
It probably is.
Maybe dancing was a bad idea. It's going to be really hard not to break the rules while I'm this close to everyone.
Alex comes up beside you, an almost empty drink in their hand.
Oh, that's me. Oh, they matched. It's getting hot
Look
out
at you
here.
matching. Sean.
I noticed.
Just read it, SP3.
If everyone keeps this up, our money fund will be drained dry.
Alex chuckles as they leave the glass on a table nearby.
Maybe, but
What is zooming?
I think part of the fun is seeing how far you can go without breaking the rules. You can't pet each other. You know what I mean?
Heavy petting.
Heavy petting.
I know exactly what you mean. And I'm in the mood to join in on some of that fun.
Feeling bold, you hold your hand out to Alex.
Wanna dance?
Poor SP3.
They're gonna force this guy on guy.
SP3
thing.
has tried so hard. They've tried to force this guy to be with guys the entire game.
A smile slowly breaks across their face.
With you. Definitely.
The two of you walk out onto the dance floor, then turn to face each other. Alex's smile is bright, but they remain standing in place.
Is Alex waiting for me to do something? I should make the first move.
SP3 has collapsed.
I have one motto, and one motto only. I always go after what I want.
What is
God damn.
You reach down and grab one of Alex's hands, then spin
least
them
that's
in
what
a
he
circle
grabbed.
under your arm. Alex laughs as they twirl, their eyes shining.
You've got some moves.
Maybe. But you definitely do.
You look down and watch Alex's hips gyrating to the beat.
Oh
They
my
notice.
God. Like what you see, Sam?
You tell me.
Oh God.
She asked him a pretty direct question.
He did.
To your great
You
surprise,
tell
Alex,
me if never mind. I know.
Yeah, he's about to see if he's hard.
Oh,
Alex pulls you against them until your lips are just inches apart. Their
Not for
breathing is
long.
heavier than usual, their eyes locked on yours. But before anything can happen, someone loudly clears their throat from beside you.
Not if I have something to say about it.
Stop hogging Sam, Alex. It's my turn.
Before Alex can protest, Sarah grabs both your hands, swinging the two of you in a wide circle. You laugh as you spiral across the dance floor. Sarah stops you in the middle of the floor, then playfully circles around you.
Come on, Sam. Show me what you got.
What kind of dance move should I do to impress Sarah? I think a sexy move.
Jesus Christ.
The
You
excitement.
give her a lopsided smile before you start getting slower. You come up slowly with your shoulders back, rolling them as you move your hands up your body.
Lean back. Lean back.
Yes,
Sarah's eyes are watching your every move, and she lets out a little gasp when you grasp her wrist and place her hands on your chest.
This
You
does
both
not
stare
sound
at her
sexy.
hands as her heartbeat gets quicker, betraying your thoughts.
You aren't playing tonight, are you?
Definitely not.
You lean in and whisper into her ear.
Just the way you like it.
You could swear you see her shiver. Sarah grabs your hands again, and you start to dance facing each other. Your attention is completely drawn to her. She moves like she talks, boldly and seductively.
You're a terrific dancer.
Everyone's a terrific dancer. You just have to let go of all your worries flooding your brain.
That's not that easy.
Nope. It's the easiest thing in the world.
She shows you exactly what she means. Her hands slide down her curves as she sways her hips to the rhythm of the music, attracting everyone's eyes in the room.
Go, Sarah. Why am I everybody in this scenario?
Like, you'll have to teach me, girl. Sarah laughs and confidently bows her audience, encouraging applause and attention.
Like I said, easy.
When Sarah looks back at you, your gaze meets hers, but she doesn't laugh this time.
What is it, Sam? Can't take your eyes off me?
Sarah leans in close until her mouth is just a whisper from yours.
It would be so easy to kiss you right now.
But just as you try to snap out of the haze, someone puts a hand on your shoulder.
There you go, Theo.
My turn. I've been looking for you.
Sarah makes an annoyed sigh.
Oh, fine.
He wasn't that enthused with the dance.
Take him.
Sarah gives you a meaningful look.
But I'm going to find you later.
You catch her shooting you a wink right before you turn and start dancing with Theo. The previous dances have already been great fun, but Theo takes it to a whole new level. His moves are smooth, skilled, and deliberate. His arms are wide open.
What?
His
Okay,
arms are wide
Creed.
open!
Okay, Creed.
With arms wide open.
As if he's inviting you to melt in his arms.
Oh boy.
Should I make use of that invitation? Slide down him.
You spin around so you're facing him, placing your hands on his wide shoulders, slowly, almost excruciatingly, so you slide down his body. Your hands drag down his chest, filling him up, causing his heartbeat to go faster, until you stop just short of his pants. The buttons almost invite you to undo them, but you somehow manage to show restraint. You look up at him, and he looks pained.
That was the hottest thing I've ever seen.
This is awful.
Seriously.
You wink at him, then stand back up. Theo's eyes drop to your lips, and his glaze darkens.
His gaze darkens, you pervert.
Glaze.
Sir, not yet.
He is wearing khakis. Sam.
I want you.
Oh shit.
The three simple words make you shiver.
Well,
You
this might
want
be
me?
shivering because you don't have a shirt.
Badly.
This is awful.
I've been watching you all night.
Your
a
stomach
stalker.
flips at the sudden
a stalker.
intimacy.
I want you too, Theo. But we shouldn't.
Theo looks like he wants to protest, but something over your shoulder catches his eye.
What do you think you're doing?
Oh my god. Of course there's Leo.
Stealing your dance partner, mate!
Nah, that's me.
Fuck!
Stealing your dance partner.
Liam comes up behind you and starts dancing, jerking his
Why
hips
did he
left and
leave?
right.
Oh no, you won't.
You're now everybody in this scenario.
Beat it, singer.
But Theo doesn't beat it. Trying to beat
Just
something.
beat it.
He continues dancing in front of you, throwing occasional challenges and challenging glares at Liam. You realize that if you don't move, you'll end up in a Theo and Liam sandwich.
Theo and Liam seem to both want me.
Now you got to try to correct everything Sean did.
No, right? This is torture. Seriously. Can't they just leave me alone?
Hey, help! That's my lie. That's my lie.
You tastefully extract yourself from the situation.
Oh my god.
What is it? What is it, Sam? Not in the mood for a dance.
Luckily, Dakota comes to your rescue. Like, all right, boys, it's my turn. Groans reverberate in the air as Dakota grabs your hand and twirls you away. You turn towards her, and she pulls you in close. She's got a really sexy dress on, and she's moving like she knows it. Of their own accord, your eyes drop to her mouth. Her lipstick is vibrant. The shape of her upper lip is curved and inviting like a gift bow. Dakota notices you. Dakota notices and gives you a seductive smile. Like that look on your face. It's like you want to kiss me right now.
Do I want
kiss Dakota? I do. That's because I do want to kiss you. All this dancing is seriously turning me on.
Oh god.
the ways?
Then you come out of nowhere in that dress.
You stare deep into her eyes. Oh, babe. You know we can't. Or can't we? It takes all of your strength not to capture your mouth with hers. She laughs and pecks your cheek. Down, Sam. We can restrain ourselves in front of the others, like, right? But maybe when we're finally alone. And with a heavy sigh, you agree with her. You dance together for a while, but a few minutes later, you feel a tap on your shoulder.
Goddamn.
You turn around and spot on Ray, just as the music slows down for a second.
This whore has danced with every person in this house.
I
That's what he gets
respect
for
it.
saying he's a good dancer.
Yeah.
Yeah. He smiles and holds out a hand.
May I have this dance?
Before you can reply, Marissa shows up, beaming.
Sam! They've been hogging you the entire evening, haven't they? Anyway, would you like to dance with me? I love this song.
You look between the two of them, knowing immediately who you're going to pick.
Well,
Henry!
Damn it, Sean!
You give Marissa a polite smile.
Oh no! We ruined it.
Sorry, Marissa. Henry asked first.
God.
Oh,
Oh my god!
that's all right, I guess.
I'm not gonna be able to reverse this damage.
You turn away and put your hand in on Ray's. The two of you walk a few feet away before you step into his arms.
Shit.
You ready?
More than ready.
The two of you start moving to the soft melody. The slow music is a nice change of pace, and you can't help but rest your head on his shoulder. He lets out a heavy sigh.
Oh, you feel good in my arms, Sam. I know it's early, but would it be wrong to say I feel a special connection between us?
It's too soon.
Thank you. Thank you. Finally. It's you, Sean.
That's sweet, but I can't know that yet. We haven't spent that much time together, and it's very clear I make elaborate, thought-out decisions.
If you know, you know. That's what I always say.
That's what you just said.
You give him a small smile.
Well, I'll give you one thing. I definitely feel something.
You and Andre sway to the music, and there's tangible romance in the air. He seems to be the perfect combination of strong, sexy, and dependable, and it makes you feel safe and protected in his arms. When the music ends, he gives you a warm smile.
Oh, thank you for the dance.
Thank you, too.
You wave your hand in front of your face, pretending you have an invisible fan.
Wow. I'm parched. I think I'm going to go grab some water.
Without
As he
another
takes
word,
a
you
sip.
turn and head for the house.
I better take a breather
The dance party got too hot.
before I do something that I regret. What could he do something that he don't
Oh
regret?
boy.
anything.
Oh, somebody's about to get in the shower with
No
him.
one's gonna get in the
No.
shower.
You splash some water over your face to cool yourself down. It helps a little bit, but the heat is still deep inside your core, spilling fire everywhere.
The dance party was out of control. I came so close to kissing.
Everybody.
You're just about to finish that thought when Jada burst into the bathroom. Her makeup seems a bit runny, almost as she's been crying, and her hair is slightly disheveled. Oh no.
Oh no.
No.
Jada, what?
That was the worst day ever. I hate Justin.
That is the
Oh, there you
end
go.
of this chapter.
Oh, hot damn.
Oh man, that was great.
No rules were
Welcome.
broken. We didn't lose any money that time, at least.
Yeah. We kept all the money.
That's a positive.
Sean ruined my relationship with Marissa.
Good. You need to grow up before you get into a relationship like that. You need to figure yourself out by screwing everybody else on the show.
By screwing Andre. Very nice.
There you go. It's now 2 times I've done this.
Yeah, you come back next week?
Did you have fun?
I did not have fun. Not a lot of messages. It's wild how many people watch this, but how many messages I got about it.
People don't want to admit that they are watching this.
That's fair.
And they're watching it in an incognito mode. They find a way for the views to not count everything.
Yeah.
They're doing everything they can. They're watching it in 20-second increments so YouTube doesn't pick it up as a view.
SP3, do you have anything to plug?
I'll be live over on the True Hill Heat YouTube channel at 2:05 p.m. Eastern time today, reviewing Monday Night Raw with me and Romeo. So check us out, Rate a Raw review over on the True Hill Heat YouTube channel. That's all I need to plug.
Cher, do you have anything to plug?
I'm gonna do more Love Is Blind live tweeting tomorrow after the.
Oh, yes.
New
Cannot wait
episodes
for the
come
new
out.
episodes tomorrow. Sean, do you want to plug anything?
No.
Fair.
I've got a multi-tool here. It's got pliers and several other things. It's
It's
very
like a
handy.
butterfly knife.
No, it doesn't have a knife on it, I don't think.
Are those wrestling DVDs behind you?
Yeah.
Hey, nice.
Actually, I'll plug that. On Fightful Select, every so often, I do DVD haul where I go through elements of my wrestling DVD collection. It's usually a fill-in show when there is no list goes on. There you go.
You should just have us play Too Hot to Handle mobile when you need a fill-in show.
I'm sure that our audience would be like, you know what? Suitable replacement. This character is what everybody on Twitter says that I am.
Not beating those allegations.
Sam leans over and snorts a line of coke, rubbing his inner thigh.
SP3, what was the one that they clipped of you last
Oh,
week?
the horny.
Oh,
Wait,
I'm
you're
so
making-
horny.
Yeah, I'm so horny. That was a line SP3 had to read last week.
And he said it twice.
Yeah.
Because I laughed midway through. So.
Man.
We'll be back next week, everybody. Maybe Sean will join us for more of this and whatever we do on this show. Love is Blind review, some basketball talk, and certainly Too Hot to Handle, mobile, and all that fun stuff.